Hello, boys! I'm back! Independence Day, released in 1996 and is directed by Roland Emmerich, who's also behind such films like Universal Soldier, Stargate, Godzilla, The Patriot, The Day After Tomorrow, 10,000 BC, and Independence Day Resurgence, which I've never seen before, so my review, my knowledge of this film is encased in the glory of the 90s. It's not tarnished by that sequel that I've heard of. I've heard it was not good, it was not well received. So my viewing of this entire world, this franchise, these evil aliens, is from the glorious 90s, not from the new remake that's terrible. And this film is starring Will Smith, Bill Pullman, Jeff Goldblum, Mary McDonnell, Judd Hirsch, Margaret Collin, Randy Quaid, Robert Loggia, James Rebhorn, and Harvey Fierstein. And the reason why I'm talking about Independence Day today, which is well after the 4th of July here in 2026, but it's in the month. You know, I schedule things correctly in my mind. But the reason why I am talking about Independence Day today is because it was a recommendation from a channel member, a big channel member who is very active in all the comments of all of my videos, Carson Peterson. Thank you very much for your membership and your support, and a recommendation of a film that I definitely grew up watching on repeat, constantly saw this in the theaters in 1996 when I was a kid. Absolutely loved it then. Watching it for this review, for me, it still holds up. I've listened to podcasts and reviews of this over the years, and they talk about how silly it is and how it doesn't hold up at all, and the technology is bad, and the concepts behind everything is bad. For me, though, like, I have nostalgia with this thing, and everything makes sense to me. Everything still plays well into my mindset. Maybe not the whole Will Smith arc thing, I'll get into that here in a bit, but for the most part, this film still holds up for me today, and it just brought me back to my childhood watching this for this review. So thank you very much, Carson, for the recommendation. If anyone else also wants to be like Carson, help support me, and contribute to this channel, you can either become a channel member by selecting the join button below this video, select the tier that is best for you, or if you want to do it more individually, you can scan the QR code that is in the bottom left corner of your screen right now, send over your donation of $5 or more with your movie recommendation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, and give you a little shout out, just like what I did with Carson here. July 2nd, 1996, we had first contact with these evil aliens beaming down to Earth and destroying all of these major cities. But thankfully, due to the intelligence of a local cable guy in New York City, several US government officials were able to escape in time, like the president. So now the leaders of the world need to come together to figure out how to take down these evil aliens before they extinguish all human life on planet Earth. I remember having the toy ship of the alien shuttle thing and playing with that for so many days and so many years after this film came out. I just thought this film was so fun. I thought it was... I thought it was long. Like, when you're, like, 8 or 9 and you go into these films that are, like, 2.5, it feels like it goes on for, like, 4 or 5 hours. I feel like this film just went on forever. As an adult, though, you watch and you go, oh, that was actually a pretty standard runtime for an action alien invasion film. But it's such a great concept. In the real world with, you know, science minds talking about if we were to have an invasion or if we were to be contacted by extraterrestrial life, would they be hostile? Why would they come to our planet to be hostile? Why would they want to take it over? It's nice, though, just to kind of turn off your brain and think, oh, they're just evil aliens. Yeah, I'm going to go along with that. They're here on this planet. I don't care why. They're just here. And we humans got to figure out a way to be badass and to take them out. And you can tell this is a 90s film. I might get in trouble for this, but you can tell this is a 90s film because this was the decade where being the character of the President of the United States was a cool thing. People like Harrison Ford, people like Bill Pullman in this movie made, like, little kids' minds like mine be like, oh, being the President of the United States is really cool. I want to be that one day, maybe. Now, here in my 30s, No, but Bill Pullman as the president is frickin' cool, and it is a character of his that I feel like is the most known and probably the best character of his in his entire filmography. The speech he gives on July 4th is quoted all the time. It's one of the best monologue speeches, I think, in the history of cinema. I thought it was longer too, but it's actually a pretty concise, short little thing. And then he has to get into his plane because he's a combat pilot, Will. He belongs in the air. Jeff Goldblum, who plays David, who is I guess, the best cable guy in the world, and apparently the only one who can decipher the hidden code in the signal that's being beamed through our satellites by the alien mothership to communicate to all the other ships around the world when to fire their primary weapon. Jeff Goldblum is definitely the fulfillment of what I have copyrighted on this channel, the one man who can do the thing to stop the thing to save the thing. But I also feel like there are many one-mans who can do the thing to stop the thing to save the things in this film. Bill Pullman is the one man, Goldblum is the one man, Will Smith is definitely the one man. Will Smith, who gets top billing, who when you think of this film, like, that's the character that I go to first. It's Will Smith. Welcome to Earth. I have got to get me one of these. When I was a kid, I thought he was so cool in this film. He could do nothing wrong. He had something to say over everything. And I thought being that was so freaking awesome and so freaking cool. Watching it this time around, though, a little off-putting. And, like, there's no character development. There's no character arc with him. He's always just cool. He always has the right thing to say, and he never wavers in his ideas, his opinions. He's just always there being cool. Basically, he's a character with no flaws. The only flaw... I don't know who would consider this a flaw. The only flaw that his character has is that he is dating and then marries a stripper, and because of that, he can't go into space with NASA. Like, that's his only flaw. Again, though, for the average person out there, is that really a flaw? The action sequences in here are fantastic. The jet fighter with all the alien little jet fighters. The first one, when they had the shields up, I mean, that was one of my favorites growing up. When they finally are able to get the bombs affecting the ships at the end in Act 3, it's one of those fist-pumping moments. It's like, yeah, finally, humans are finally able to do something. We've been getting our asses kicked for the last 2 days. Finally, we did something. And also the destruction, which is what Roland Emmerich excels at. I believe Carson Peterson, on one of my videos, you said that he was the Hitchcock of movie disaster films. And while I'm like, I don't think Hitchcock is his own category of quality of director, I can see what you're saying, and yeah, he knows how to blow things up. I just feel in a lot of his later films, especially when it comes to the natural disaster films that he took over and did, those ones are not good. Day After Tomorrow is the only film that I've ever walked out of a theater in because I was getting so pissed off. But for disaster films like this, it's nice because there is something that humans can fight back against. There's this evil alien force that we can focus our energy to and try to take out. Whereas in those natural disaster films, like, it's Mother Nature. You're not fighting back against her. She is going to run her course, and if you survive when she's done, then good on ya. But also in those natural disaster films, it's like, well, they're really just running. They're trying to survive, and I'm sorry, that's not fun. I want to see, like, verses going on here. But the destruction here, again, Emmerich, he knows how to do it. And the destruction that we get here is great. There's definitely very marketable scenes in here. The blowing up of the White House, the blowing up of New York City, which actually, as I say that and the words come out of my mouth, that probably hasn't aged well now that I said that. But blowing up LA, blowing up all these cities all over the world, that's a very marketable thing for a disaster movie like this. And then Randy Quaid being, you know, the savior, drunken Jesus, who saves us all. How he comes out of retirement. He was kidnapped by aliens many years ago, and now he's back for revenge. Say what you want about Randy Quaid in life and in other films, but here, he's a joy. He is a gem. And actually, I think one of the scenes that sticks with me, it's a stupid moment, but I can't stop thinking about it ever since 1996, when they're interviewing all of the just civilians because they need fighter pilots for that final battle, and they're all just sitting around, and they're like, we gotta do some screenings here, we'll do a couple of interviews, starting with you. After Nam, I've been crop dusting and been flying around ever since. The secondary soldier who's with the lieutenant, he has this little like, okay. And I thought it then, and I still think it now, and actually I think I do it in my everyday life. You're looking for fighter pilots, people who know how to fly a plane. This guy says, I have a lot of experience flying planes. Like, I can do that. Your reaction, sir, is to go, like, oh, are you thinking about this guy? I'm sorry, I don't think you have any choice. But I know I do that in my everyday life at some things. Someone says something, I'll just go, This movie came around at the right time for me to be very impressionable. And moments like that, just small, stupid little moments, have just stuck with me, and they're part of my everyday mannerisms that I do. Just, Independence Day, I think, is so much fun. It is one of the most fun action films I remember watching growing up. For me, again, it still holds up today. I'm going to give Independence Day 4 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I like it a lot.
So guys, if you've seen Independence Day, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across because of this video, then comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button to make sure you hit that bell so you'll know the next time I'm releasing mixed movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.